This is, I don't even know what we're doing today. I've literally just lost the will to live, brain's hurting, and he's worries that he's going to end up, again, link up, down, up, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, hello, Papa.
Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today I'm going to quickly run through with you what my Whateverathon TBR is going to look like. You will, if you've seen my Booktube TBR, I will leave it linked below and above and below. If you haven't, you will know that some of these are on there, if not all of them, because I did my utter best. I did my best to have as few books on my TBR as possible from that TBR game, because I needed to not overwhelm myself like I did this month. So what I'm going to do is go through what team I'm on and just go through what I've decided to pick for each prompt. So I don't know if I just said this, but I'm on Dreams and Drama Queens, which is the team for Maddie and Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. I will leave both of them linked down below, along with what the Whateverathon is, the Twitter for it, and the announcement video. So what I'm going to do is quickly run through the prompts and let you know which books I have chosen for each prompt. So one of the first prompts is a cover of a book with a flag on it. So all the colours of the Pride flag, because in the UK, I don't know if it is the same way anywhere else, but in the UK, June is Pride Month, and you do also get extra points if these books that you read have LGBTQ plus rep in it, obviously, but again, because it's Pride Month. So the first with the flag on the cover or some colours from the Pride flag on there is No Way They're Gay. So this is obviously LGBTQ plus, because it's discussing people who are famous who we didn't realise were gay, question mark. Next we have a reread, and my reread I chose was Spellslinger. So I read this, I only recently read this, I think it was like last month, but I loved it, and I just want to be back in the world of Kel and Farius and Rikus, and I love it all. So it made me cry, it made me laugh out loud, but I am ready to go on that journey again, because I've got some other, I won't say massively chunky books, but there's books on here that are going to require a lot more attention. So I think with this one, because it is YA and it's a lot easier to follow and a quick easy read, I think this will serve as like a palate cleanser for the books that require more of my attention. Next up we have a 5-star prediction, and I haven't done a 5-star predictions video. I was going to, but we're like halfway through the year now, so I didn't see the point in doing one this late in the game. But in my head, after reading Spellslinger, this was a 5-star prediction for me. This is also my Booktube TBR, and it works very well, so I decided to have this as my 5-star prediction, because if Spellslinger was anything to go by, then I know that I'm going to love this just as much. So I can't wait to dive into this, and this is by Sebastian de Castell. And if you don't know about the Spellslinger series, this follows a young boy called Kel, who before his 16th birthday is supposed to take part in some trials so that on his 16th birthday he can be named a mage. And unfortunately for Kel, as it comes to the time where he has to take part in these trials and he's training for it, his magic is actually dwindling and not growing, so he can't spark the bands he needs to be named a mage. And he worries that he's going to end up magicless, and the people that don't wield magic are not treated very well either. So he then comes across, oh, they're heavy to hold, so I'm not holding them both. And then along comes Farius, who can teach Kel a lot of very useful lessons. That's all I'm going to say, because anything else would be spoilers. But yeah, I can't wait to read both of them. The next one is an author debut, and this is one that was also sent to me, and this is Angel Bound by Christina Bauer. As I said in my other video, I think this is like a re-release or like a new promotion to boost this book, because it was originally released in 2013, and it was, at the time, it was her debut, so I'm using this as that prompt. So yeah, and it follows a girl who is a quasi-demon, they call it, so she's part demon, part human. Anything with demons in, you know, demons, werewolves, anything fantasy related, just throw it at me, put it on my doorstep, get it in the bag, because I'm going to have it. So the book that's out of my comfort zone that I chose was Who is the Master of Misham Hall. So this follows a girl, and she's called Alethea. She is waiting trial, and this is set in 1665, which is why it's out of my comfort zone, because it's historical. But I was just very interested in the premise. So it follows a girl called Alethea who's due to have a pardon. She's waiting to be pardoned for killing a man during a duel, so that she can return home. But instead of that happening, because there's a plague that is engulfed in London, she's cast out onto the streets of London, into this plague-ridden world, and she is basically just trying to find a way home. She meets a guy on the way. I don't know if there's any romance in this. It doesn't hint that there is. But the premise just really intrigued me. And it is released in July, so I'll read it next month. And next one is a book that you've recently hauled. So I chose Circe. This is something very different for me. This is like I think this one is a Greek myth retelling, I think, by Madeline Miller. And I saw this was one of Ashley's favourites, and I've also been interested in getting into retellings and things, so I get points because this is Ashley's favourite, and I also get points because I think it's a fantasy. Would it be classed as a fantasy? I don't know, but look how pretty that inside is. So I'm excited to read this. Next up we have an indie author. And I chose Restless Slumber. I read Fortuna Sworn, loved it, and I cannot wait to get into this one. It's a little bit thicker than Fortuna Sworn was, but I do have the audiobook to go along with it, and I'm just excited to get into following Fortuna on the rest of her journey. For those of you who don't know, Fortuna Sworn follows a girl called Fortuna Sworn, who 2 years prior to the start of the first book, her brother Damon has gone missing, and she has had no luck in finding him. And then along comes this dark, mysterious fae who offers her a deal and says, if you marry me, I will show you where your brother is. So it takes it from there. Not going to give you any more information than that, and it's just brilliant. So on to the next one we go. Book 2, and this is also kind of fully one of my goals for the year, is to read more series. So there we go. Next one is a poll pick. So there was a Discord for Whateverathon, or Whatever You Want-a-thon, if you want to call it that, because that is like the full title. And one of the channels on Discord was a poll channel. So I put in there 4 books that I was considering reading, and the one that won was The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, which I am so happy to get to read, because I've heard so many people just rave about it. The next prompt was to find a book that fits a TBR, and I've just done my book up with TBR. Again, I will link it up and down below. Get a Life, Chloe Brown follows Chloe Brown and wants to get a life. This is part of the Brown Sisters sort of trilogy companion series. You probably already all know what this is about anyway, because it's been raved about and hyped up so much lately, and this was on my book up with TBR, so I've incorporated it into this one as well, which I'm really happy about. Next up we have Buddy Read, and this is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I don't know much about this, but it is a buddy read with Liam, and I will leave him links down below. He only has a Twitter at the moment, or his Instagram. I'll leave his Instagram down below as well. It is a chunky book, but because it's a buddy read, obviously we'll have it spaced out probably over a week or so, So this won't be, hopefully, won't be that difficult to get through. So that's my buddy read. Next we have Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and this fulfills the disability rep. She suffers from generalised anxiety disorder. I could have picked this one or Get a Life Claire Brown, because in Get a Life Claire Brown she suffers from fibromyalgia. This means that I can also complete a like companion series type thing during the same month, because then I'll have read all 3 books. So win 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 win. So next one is Bookish Creator's favourite, and I chose The Bone Season. You can't even see that because of, there we go. So The Bone Season, this is Ashley's favourite book, and it's also part of my Booktube TBR, so it's like a 3-in-1. It follows a girl called Paige who lives in a world where clairvoyancy is a criminal offence, and she is a clairvoyant and she has to use her abilities illegally and keep them hidden from her father, who was part of the Scion Empire, or Scion people? Scion regime. So this sounds very interesting. So many people have been reading this, and I am way behind. So I will be reading Pale the Dreamer and The Bone Season together. Am I crazy? Yes, probably. But we're going to go with it because why not? And then we are going to go on to a book that has a cover that features your team colour. So this has lots of green on it. It's a graphic novel. I'm going to appreciate this so much as a palette cleanser for this month, because it's gonna be difficult to get through all these books, but I'm gonna try my best. As long as I get through a book couple of TBR books, I'm not gonna be that fussed. Although I'm a completionist, so am I gonna be okay with not finishing all the prompts? Probably not. But I don't really know much about this. It has a cute little animal on the front. It's fantasy. That's all I need to know, and it's got green on the cover. Lots of green, different shades of green. And the last prompt is a book that has the first letter. Okay, let me get this right. So the book that has in the title the first letter that was the last letter of the previous book. So, oh my god, that sounds so backwards, but for instance, I'm going to read Salem's Lot. This is Traitor's Blade. The last letter of Salem's Lot is the first letter of this book. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. There we go. And so Traitor's Blade is going to be one of the first books I read, because Salem's Lot is probably going to be the first buddy read that I do. Well, the buddy read that I do within the first week of June. So yeah, as soon as I finish Salem's Lot, I'll move on to Traitor's Blade, and this will be that prompt book for that prompt. Prompty book prompt. That's it. So I have a lot of books to read. Also, I have other books outside of Whateverathon that I need to read. That is explained in my Booktube TBR video. So I say that I'm not going to give myself a lot to do this month, but then I did. But that is that on that. I'm going to try my best to get through everything. My priority reads are going to be the arcs that I've got that I need to get through, and then leave everything else in between as and when. But I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself, and I say this, and I'm really going to try not to put pressure on myself, because this is supposed to be fun. It's a month long readathon, so I've got plenty of time. We'll see how we get on. If you're taking part in Whateverathon, or if you're not, whatever you're doing next month, please let me know. If you are doing Whateverathon, what team are you in? What books are you going to read? Have you sorted your TBR out yet? Are you doing bullet journal spreads? That's something I still need to do. Yeah, so I would love to know what you're all doing next month. Are you as crazy as me, doing all these books yet again for a second month in a row? I don't know what I'm doing myself. that's it from me. If you do like what you see, please subscribe, like, comment down below, engage in the video. It does help a lot when you do engage with my content. This light behind you is giving me a headache, so I need to go take some painkillers and close my eyes for a bit. So I will see you all in my next video, which is likely to be a vlog of me trying to get through all these books. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.
Oh, hello, Papa.